The Lincoln Sports Zone, named Best High School Program in the United States by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences.
And you're in the zone.
Good morning, Lincoln. Welcome back to another episode of the Lincoln Sports Zone. I'm Sage Fogel.
And I'm Mackenzie Kemp. As the winter sports season is winding down, our spring sports are approaching fast.
That's right, and one of those sports is track. Hey, Mackenzie, how have you been preparing for track?
Well, I did indoor over the winter, so it's been a pretty smooth transition to the outdoor track season. How has your tryouts been going?
We've all been working pretty hard, and so far they're going great.
Well, good luck at tryouts. Moving on to outdoor track, the girls' team has been working hard to prepare for Gahanna Relays after a great indoor season.
Wait, Mackenzie, where are Gahanna Relays going to take place if we don't have a stadium?
That's a great question. This year it will be taking place on Saturday at Olentangy Orange, but it's still considered our home meet.
Our very own Aubrey Tomsick spoke with some of our track athletes and coaches about their goals for Gahanna Relays and what it means to be held somewhere else.
For Gahanna Relays to not be at Gahanna, it's kind of a bummer for us seniors because we wanted to kind of just walk across our field for the last time and show that we are Gahanna Lincoln Lions. For it to not be at the stadium, it's kind of just, I mean, we're still going to perform, but it's just a type of difference that we have to put up with.
I think that it's kind of sad that we can't have Gahanna Relays at Gahanna Lincoln, like actually on the track this year, because it's just so pivotal and it's just a big meet that every year the seniors look forward to, every year the students look forward to, because they get to see their friends run, or they get to, or their friends get to come see them run, or their family members get to see them run on their own turf. The goals that I have for the girls for our first track meet is just really going out there and not just having fun, but also working towards, bettering their times. We're coming off of a great indoor season, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what our girls can do at this first meet.
Our goals for Gahanna Relays is really just for the seniors to have really good recognition. We want to overall win it, of course. We want everyone to have a good experience and a good first meet. Overall, I think Gahanna Relays is a good thing, or a good time for any students that go to Gahanna Lincoln to have a good chance to come out and see their fellow athletes.
Thanks and good luck at Gahanna Relays. Our baseball team is gearing up for a great season ahead. With our team going 9-14 last year, there are a lot of expectations riding on the team's success this season. And that season starts with the varsity team's trips to Florida. We caught up with varsity baseball player Benny Horrig about the team's hopes and potential success. Here's Benny.
I think we're going to have pretty good competition down there. We had pretty good competition there last year. We've played, the teams that we play down there usually have let's say 5 D1 commits. But yeah, the competition will be pretty good, but I think we'll do pretty good.
Thanks, Benny. Baseball will play at home for the first time the day after return from break on April 4th against Pick Central. Now to softball. The varsity softball team has big hopes for this upcoming season, and they have reason to be confident. The Lions had a school record 28 wins and only 3 losses last season. Made it all the way to regional finals before losing to Lancaster 1-0. Gahanna returned 7 starters, including 4 Division I commitments. They also set a school record with 220 stolen bases. They're headed to Tennessee to start their season and will play in Ohio for the first time on April 4th against Licking Heights.
Good luck, softball team. Senior leadership is a common occurrence, but being a first-year senior is rare.
Boys volleyball has received many new players this year.
Our Cole Fabrizio has the story on how 3 seniors decided to play volleyball their senior year and ended up becoming greatness on the court.
Here's Cole.
4 years of high school go by very quickly, so you have to make them worthwhile. When your senior year hits, you have to end with a bang, and that's what these seniors did. Caden, Calvin, and Cole are 3 seniors that wanted to end their senior year with trying a sport they knew nothing about, volleyball.
I've learned a lot about timing and timing your blocks and timing your hits, and like learning all the words that the players use and the coaches use, and understanding like rotations and like all that.
Probably just the rotations and like fitting in with the team because I'm new.
With such lack of experience comes challenges, but as they continue to play, they are developing strengths that impact the team so the team can thrive.
Just learning positions and rotations, especially as a new player.
Really, it's just my ability to get up and make a play happen, and definitely with the team. I feel like I get along with the team really well, and I kind of pull people together.
Lines on three! 1, 2, 3,
Volleyball was not very familiar with these three not too long ago, but all of a sudden they tried it out and the idea came to mind to try out for the varsity volleyball team.
What inspired me to play volleyball has to be my friend AJ Addison. He was playing on the soccer team and decided to join the volleyball team, and I thought it would be fun to join. I always played at Gatsby, so I decided to try out.
The lack of experience in a new sport can be very challenging. Caden, Calvin, and Cole are 3 seniors that have defined those odds. It is their goal to show to everyone that they can be great on and off the court.
It's kind of inspirational to me, to be honest. Like, they're actually give a lot of motivation for me to keep playing volleyball and all.
Their hard work and talent is really inspiring to everyone who wants to try something new. Just because you don't have much experience in an area does not mean you can't end up being great. This is Cole Farbizo, and you're in the zone.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Mackenzie, we have someone joining us today.
It's our very own Lila Scott, and she has a look at lacrosse.
Hey, Lila, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready to fill you guys in on some spring sports. The boys lacrosse season is coming around the corner, and there's a lot of preparation being made to ensure a successful season. Our very own Skylar Nicholson sat down with one of our boys varsity lacrosse players to get insight on this upcoming season.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with varsity lacrosse captain Tyler Burchard. So, Tyler, I know you guys lost a lot of seniors last year, so how do you feel about coming into this season?
We got a lot of hardworking guys that have stepped up from last year, and we got a lot of freshmen that are willing to put in the work and get better.
Okay, and how do you feel like you can contribute to your team?
Just trying my best and motivating the team at practice, just working hard.
And I know there's a lot of hard work that comes into preparing for the sport, so tell me some of the things you guys do to prepare for the season.
Coach Marco, he's been conditioning us a lot in the preseason just to get us ready because we don't have as many guys as all the other teams, so we got to run a lot more.
And then what are some of your goals for this season, like personal goals and team goals?
Personal goals, I want to beat the scoring record, and team goals, I want to go 500 at least. We went 500 last year, but we would like to go more than 500.
All right, thank you. Back to you guys after this.
Continuing with lacrosse, we'd like to switch over to the girls team. Their season has just begun, and the girls are eager to take on this new season. Our very own Olivia Hall takes a deeper look into how the team is adjusting with new senior leadership. Here she is.
Students are finally starting up their spring sports seasons. These lacrosse girls are getting back into the groove of things, but something feels off.
We definitely have way less people this year. We have only 4 subs on varsity, so I think we just all have to put in 110% effort. We can't have anyone slacking. We're all working really well together, so we have that really good connection that we need to work as a smaller team.
The adjustment of getting used to a smaller team takes time. The team may be small, but the connection between the girls is just beginning. Not only did they lose seniors, but the majority of the team consists of first-time varsity players.
This season's different because we have a lot of new talent coming in, so we're all going to learn from each other and learn how we work and hopefully become a better team because of it.
This season, these girls have the talent needed to succeed, but after losing key players Kenzie and Kendall, the returning varsity girls are struggling to adjust.
We lost our huge leaders. Kenzie and Kendall were probably I don't want to call them the glue of our team, but they were definitely a huge piece of our team that kind of gelled us together in a way.
2023 seniors are now the ones in charge of gelling the team together. This is a lot of responsibility. There are only 4 seniors this year and a lot of leadership needed for this team. The level of pressure has been overwhelming for these ladies.
I think that the support from our entire team I can feel it, and I know the other seniors can too, so that definitely helps.
Pressure is not the only feeling, though, for these girls. They still have confidence in themselves and their team. They know they can make this team great. Some girls even use this feeling as motivation.
I think it's a good way that I can push myself.
I know generally all of us seniors and we all can be a higher level than them. We're doing so much at practice.
The higher level of work and skill is in the future for the girls. It may be a lot of responsibility, but they already know how they will take on the leadership role.
I'm going to lead by example. I feel if I push myself, then the rest of the team will push themselves with me.
Trying to become the leader, just encouraging everybody, just making sure everyone's okay, just pushing myself and hustling.
But the hustle does not go unseen. The players are not the only ones missing the 2022 seniors. In fact, the coaches are also getting used to the new normal. But they believe the seniors and underclassmen can work their way up.
It allows our seniors now and juniors and underclassmen to step up into leadership roles, and it definitely pushes them to fill the shoes that were left.
Stephanie Bells is the head coach at Gahanna, and she came to the program in 2019, which was the same year this year's seniors became freshmen. The connection between the 4 seniors and this coach is unbreakable.
They've been with us, with me, for 4 years now, so that they know who I am, how I coach, and definitely they're the starting point to what our program will become in years to come. And their knowledge of lacrosse has been tremendous to our team.
With the knowledge these girls have, the future is bright for the Gahanna lacrosse team. They are excited to take on the challenges that come with. This is Olivia Hall in the Zone.
Thanks, Olivia. Well, that's all the sports I have for you today. Let's send it back to my 2 favorite anchors at the sports desk.
Thanks, Lila.
Another spring sports season that is starting up is boys tennis. Last year, Brandon Carpico was the only boy to go to states, but this year there are more boys looking to go to states.
Our AJ Crispin went out to the courts to talk to one of our top tennis players, Brian Popelka. Here's AJ.
Thanks. I'm here with boys tennis player Brian Popelka. So tell me, what have you been doing to prepare for this season?
I've been playing all year round, doing tournaments and doing club tennis, making sure that I'm working out every day and keeping my physical condition up.
What's the team chemistry like with your team?
Our team chemistry is great. I know lots of these guys from varsity last year, and even more of these guys from middle school. Everyone knows each other, and everyone is friends, and I think the team chemistry is going to be a great way to win this year.
What are your goals for this season?
My goals for the season is to play third singles for our team. Last year's record was a bit iffy. I think we have a strong team this year, and we're going to come back strong too.
Thank you. Well, that's all I have. Back to Sage and Mackenzie at the sports desk.
Thanks, AJ. The tennis team opens its season the day we return back from spring break on April 3rd against Reynoldsburg.
So that's a look at Lincoln sports in the upcoming weeks.
Mackenzie, how's your March Madness bracket going?
It's going pretty well. I have Alabama winning, but I'm not really a big basketball fan. How's yours going?
Well, I chose off a color, so it's not going too great. But lucky for us, we have some basketball experts in the studio with us today.
That's right. We have Keegan Billingham joining us with some Outside Zoners with an episode of the Outside Zone. Hey, Keegan, how are you doing today?
Good, thanks, guys. As you mentioned, I'm joined by the Outside Zoners once again. We've watched the first 2 rounds and the first day of the Sweet 16. So what is a team that's impressed you the most, Aiden?
How about FAU? They beat a really good athletic Memphis team in their first game, got by FDU in their second game, and then my favorite one of all, they proved to Tennessee fans that Tennessee is not a basketball school by beating them in the round of 32. They could give Kansas State a tough fight, I think. They can shoot a lot of threes. They're a really good rebounding team for their size. So we'll see how FAU does in their game against Kansas State.
They played pretty well last night. Landon, how about a team that's impressed you so far?
Well, it's Kansas State. Kansas State's, even though they are a 3 seed, I think that the critics especially, were underrating them. Marquise Noel just broke the record for the assists in an NCAA tournament game with 19. So I think with him as their point guard and Keontae Johnson, that Florida transfer running that 3, I think that they can take it all the way to the Final Four and beat FAU and really give Alabama a run for their money.
I agree. I mean, K-State's got everything going right now. So a team I like is Miami, the Hurricanes. You know, they were kind of doubted going into it. They had a couple injuries, but they got guys like Isaiah Wong, Jordan Miller, Nigel Pack, and then they got guys off the bench like Benzie Joseph. So their ability to score and shoot the three ball is going to help them tremendously as they take on Houston tonight. So that'll be a really good game. So your updated Final Four, I mean, we each had a couple misses from our original Final Four. So Aiden, what's your new Final Four look like?
So starting off in the South region, I got Alabama. This train's not slowing down. Brandon Miller hasn't even played his best ball, and they're blowing teams out by 20. That just goes and speaks to how deep they are. Moving on, we got Kansas State. I think Marquise Noel and Keontae Johnson are one of the best duos in college basketball, and that will push them over FAU to the Final Four. Moving on to the Midwest, I got Texas. They have really good athletic bigs, and Marcus Carr and Serge Jabari Rice are pulling down that guard spot for them. And moving on to our last region, I have UConn. I think they get by Gonzaga because with Jordan Hawkins being able to shoot that ball and Sanogo and Klingon down low, I think they're going to be a really tough team to beat at their ceiling. I think we saw that against a really good Arkansas team yesterday, and they just blew them out the water. So I got UConn moving on to the Final Four.
I'd agree with all of those. The only combatant I have for that is it's March, so we'll never know what happens. Leonard, how about your updated Final Four?
South, I've also got Alabama. Alabama, they haven't slowed down whatsoever. I liked what Aiden said about that. Their guard play with Marcus Sears running that one spot, I really like how they have the experience there. And then moving on to that East region, I've also got Kansas State. That duo that he said with Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel. But I also like how much depth they have. They have almost two starting fives that they got, and the shooting on their bench play is really good. And then moving on to that Midwest region, I've also got Texas. Their experience that they've got all over the place is amazing, and I really think that they'll take that as they beat whoever the winner is of Houston and Miami. And then moving on to that West region, I've got Gonzaga. Gonzaga just played a really good game last night against UCLA, won a nail-biter with a last-second three. And I think as they take that again in the Elite Eight against UConn, they'll have the momentum. And Drew Timme scoring 36 points in that game. The dude's a beast, and I think they take him with that experience and their coach. I think they take that to the Final Four.
I agree. Full disclaimer: my Final Four is pretty far off. You know, we made these graphics before the first night of the Sweet 16, and it wasn't really Michigan State. I had Michigan State in there. They fought. I had UCLA there. Those are my natty champs. They got outplayed last night. But if I were to pick, I still got Bama in the South. I think they're good enough to go all the way, and I don't see anybody stopping them anytime soon. If I were to re-pick somebody in the East, I'd go Kansas State. I think Marquise Noel is the best player in the tournament so far. Incredible vision, and running the floor is just great. And then in the Midwest, I got Texas. I really like Dylan Dessou, and then Serge Jabari Rice and Marcus Carr. They're just super athletic, and it'd be hard for any team to match up against them. And then in the West region, since I don't have UCLA anymore, I guess I'm forced to go with UConn because of my I'm not a big fan of Gonzaga. Something about them I just can't get behind. I don't like Mark Few, and I think they are prone to choking eventually, and UConn has got everything they need. So it should be an interesting next couple of days for college basketball, and it should be a great rest of March Madness. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I'll send it back over to Mackenzie and Sage at the sports desk.
Thanks, Keegan. Football is a fall sport, so the Lions have to use all year to prepare for the upcoming season so they can be successful.
Our very own Genesis Penn took an inside look into what key components the team focuses on during the off-season.
Here's Genesis.
Coming back from a 13-2 season, our Lions were original champions and competed in the Final Four. The 2022 program has reached a peak that they haven't in 41 years, but they're only striving to get better, working on 3 key components, starting with mental development.
We spend a lot of time in the off-season teaching and learning the game of football, and I think it helps. So when we do hit the field, we're just that much further ahead. Obviously, the game of football is a physical game, but I think it's more mental than anything.
They bring their mental strength into the weight room along with their determination while strengthening their bodies.
Football is a violent sport. It's very physical, so it allows our student athletes to prepare their bodies. The goal is to get bigger, faster, stronger. We talk about it all the time. Obviously, those 3 aspects that are developed physically in the weight room, and that's our goal. Longer by the time we hit season, and then once we hit the season, is to maintain that strength throughout the season.
The weight room creates an environment and a bond between the boys, all while pushing each other.
once you're in the weight room with your brothers, like you want to push each other, you want to hold each other accountable, you want to compete, and you want to push like the younger guys, like to do better and do more.
You just build on it and get after it, and it's like really it brings the energy. It makes us have energy for the season, from just lifting, and it's just like a perfect way to start a season. Really, that's how we determine if we're really about it or not.
And our Lions are showing they're about it, and they don't shy away from showing their success.
So the bell in the weight room is our success bell. We ring it for multiple reasons. Off season, typically we ring it when a student athlete achieves a certain goal, whether that's a physical goal, a academic goal, or a behavioral goal.
While meeting goals continuously developing, 5 of the 6 captains are now graduating, not only leaving the remaining junior, but requiring other athletes to step up, which is why our Lions are implementing leadership into their process.
We meet Friday mornings throughout the off season, and we just talk about different things. We talk about our culture, what goes into our culture. We talk about academics. We talk about leadership. We talk about what it takes to be a leader. So we try to hit a lot of different things that are affecting our kids off the field, and we also make them better on the field.
I think leadership is being able to have a role of, like, with your peers, that they respect you, listen to you, and you can respect and listen to them.
What we gain is basically togetherness, a brotherhood that we need to create on the field, which gets us better in other places as well, such as in the classroom outside of the field as well.
With goals set in mind and work throughout the offseason, Lions will continue to grow on and off the field. This is Genesis Penn with the Sports Zone.
Thanks, Genesis. Well, Lincoln, that's all the sports we have for you today.
As we say goodbye, we wanted to say good luck to the teams competing this weekend and over spring break.
We'll see you in April, and as always, go Lions!